How's it going, everybody? It's Modern Micro, and we're back with another video. This one, we're going to be deep diving into Black Bull and White Flare. You know, we know about the Red Victini, we know about the Black White Rare, Zekrom, and Reshiram, but there's some things that are just, being held under the rug, and just nobody is talking about it. Not only that, but we're going to be talking about the sealed products in Black Bolt and White Flare and the rises of those. And I just think overall, I mean, I've advocated for the set before, but it's really having its run right now. And it's not necessarily staying top heavy, it's rather improving all throughout. I mean, you have pages on pages of illustration rares just sitting in the 15 to $20 range, adding up the value in the set. You know, not only would that create a fun ripping experience, meaning the sealed product likely holds a higher premium in that sense, but then also, I mean, it's being written for a reason. I mean, you're getting good value in the set, and I think overall it's a great long time hold. Somebody my age, looking at Black Boy and White Flare, they grew up with these Pokemon. It's Black Boy and White Flare. This set only has the Generation 5 Pokemon and trainers. That's it. So it's I appreciate the set. I know it was out at a time where Prismatic Evolutions was really popping, and I remember the Elite Trainer box was sitting at around the Black Bolt Elite Trainer box is sitting around $75 to $80, and now it's roughly $140 in just in such a short order, about 6 months, 7 months. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Let's see, just these dramatic returns that, you know, have came out from the bottom up. So we see here Scolipede Master Ball, right? From Black Bolt and White Flare. And it's not loading. Alright. So let's look at Maractus. Maractus first. 3 months, 103% returns. I understand all of these are going to be low value, but you do comps on eBay, they'll be similar. Maractus is a $30 card, while 6 months ago it was sitting at just $7. $7, $30 card. 6 months later, 313% return. How is this happening? Why is this happening? I'm not exactly too sure. But these Master Balls absolutely gaining traction, right? We see the Scolipede Master Ball as well, sitting at 2463, up 338% in 3 months. 3 months. Past 6 months, up 404%. You would have beaten anything in that time frame. Maybe not Micron, I'll be honest. Maybe not a Rocket Lab, depending on if you have options or not. But these two cards just in itself, with themselves, beating any market out there, just from holding onto the single. And honestly, they're not the best looking cards, but it just shows that, if things want to get, irrational, and things want to go up, ultimately it'll come full circle. I believe at some point, some way or another, Black Boy and White Flare, we're gonna get their flowers. Their specialty set, they have, some of the nicest cards I've ever seen. You have the $500 Red Victini. So you have two top chases here with the Black White Rare Zekrom. Two top chases, a bunch of nice cards, and having it be nostalgic. At some point, the flowers are going to be given. I think this is what we're seeing right now. Simisage, Master Ball pattern, again, past 3 months, up 73%. Past 6 months, we're up 362% on the Simisage. Why is nobody talking about this? Why is nobody talking about this? This is insane. It is absolutely insanity. And then let's look at the Black Bolt ETBs, where in just the past 3 months, up 67%. 67% in the past 3 months, sitting at around $90, now at 145. We see in the past month, it's up 22%. And then in the past 6 months, we're currently up 72.44%. Me personally, I love to just look at value, and just get the best price per pack allocated. I went heavy on the Unova heavy hitters, for one, because I didn't have to choose between Black Bolt or White Flare. You have 6 cards or 6 packs of each in that box, but then also you you get the best price per pack value in that box, respectively, for Black Bolt and White Flare. Uh, so I think that was a no brainer. I I did go a bit heavier than what I needed to, but I think it's still a buy, sitting at around $140. Let's check it out right now. And if it wants to load, so the heavy hitters sitting at 138 market. I mean, best bang for a buck right there. You're getting 12 packs for $138, sitting just right below the $11 mark, or right at the $11 mark, and you're getting a really quality set for $11. You will not be able to get anything similar. Not just with how fun it is to rip open, but how just the sheer value of the set. And I think just moving forward, Black Bolt, White Flare, how much are they really going to be printed to the ground when you have Ascended Heroes out? Prismatic is still in print. Destined Rivals is still in print. You just released Chaos Rising just a couple months after you released Perfect Order, and that's not talking about Phantasmal Flames, the greatest Charizard set ever. So where does a Black Bolt White Flare fall in this? Matter of fact, just Pokemon investing in general, where are each of these sets going to fall into that printing facility? That's why I've been personally just pounding the table on just uh, you know looking at these alternative assets, because not only is the demand there, the scarcity, you won't have that scarcity without the demand, right? But if supply is always outweighed by the demand, it doesn't matter how recent or how soon these sets have came out. It doesn't matter at all. It just matters that if somebody's willing to buy it, somebody's willing to pay an extra penny for it, an extra dollar for it. That's the market that we're in. Ultimately, it's a bidder's market. You buy on eBay, you're bidding. You're buying on TCG Player, you're bidding for the best price. But ultimately, people would pay a little extra. And I think Black Bolt White Flare, it was a lagger, definitely, but it's coming into fruition. And we see here, White Flare, it is a cheaper set. It is a least desired set. We see the ETB here sitting at $134 compared to the 145 in Black Bolt White Flare, but even or in Black Bolt. But we see here it's still up 33% the past month, right? In the past 6 months, it's up 80%. It's the least desired set in this 2 pack here. I don't know if this is because Chaos Rising, people don't want it. I don't know if it's because Perfect Order fell through and Ascended Heroes is taking the crown right now. I don't know if it's Prismatic Evolutions going to $95 a booster bundle, $15 a pack. I'm not 100% too sure, but I think Black Bolt White Flare was the next one up. Um, and so we can look at the Master Ball cards as well for White Flare. We have the Durant Master Ball sitting at 226% in the past 3 months. And in the past 6 months, we're sitting at 303%. In the past month, up 40% on this Durant. Again, very low volume, but you check eBay, you check any other, even in stores, you would see these Master Balls going for this price. And again, they were sitting at $6 a pop before. You just made your year just getting into these Master Balls. We have the Swadloon here sitting at $23 or up 187% in the past 3 months and up 254% in the past 6 months. It's a Swadloon. The Duat. Honestly, one of my favorite Pokemon. Still having its run. 76% from $9 3 months ago and up 136% in the past 6 months. Absolutely insane what's going on, and the floor of this set is just absolutely rising. I still think it's a great long-term hold. It's still in print. It's one of the last few specialty sets, or actually the last specialty set in the Scarlet and Violet era. And I think just as a result, Mega Evolution base, all these Ascended Heroes, Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and then with the last legs of Prismatic Evolution coming out, I don't see a world where, this is really printed to the ground, and you could honestly just see a lot of higher lows, higher highs moving forward in this set. I don't really necessarily have a price target, but if each pack is sitting around $11-12, I don't see any reason as to why this wouldn't be, having another 40% behind it just on the packs alone, let alone the Elite Trainer boxes or the Heavy Hitters Premium Collection or the actual singles as a whole when we talk about how much they are desired. So, want to make a video just talking about what's going on under the hood. I mean, I can flip 3 pages here on Black Bolt, 3 pages, and we still have cards that are sitting at $15 in Axew and Escavalier, Fungus, and they're IRs. I mean, Axew is a really popular Pokemon sitting at $15. Tortuga Master Ball, $12.82. Let's just look at the end of the 3rd page, $11.38. That's not common in many sets at all. Let's go on the White Flare. It's probably a little bit lower, but on the 3rd page, $14 for illustration rare. Dino illustration rare, $14. Simisear, $13.50. I mean, it's really insane once you put it in perspective of how valuable not just the floor is for this set, but then also the chase cards are legit chase cards. $400. So you'll have both the people who are looking for a chase and the people who are just looking to collect really dive into this set. Not only that, but the little bit of the valuable cards in this set, they are jumping like no other. We have this Oshawott here, illustration rare, up 54% in the past 3 months, up 28.6% in the past month, and we see here that's at a level of 68. You're not finding a listing lower than $73. And if we look at the market data, people are buying. Just yesterday alone, 3 cards sitting at 70, 75. Pure insanity of what's going on beneath the hood with Black Boy and White Flare. This Haxorus, for Black Bolt, is like a Haxorus, up 50% in the past 3 months, 20% in the past month. I mean, if we want to talk about a car that that just has appreciated in value so much, that's at the price point of 6526. Again, you'll see some for 65, but you have purchases, in the high 60s as well. I would say, you know, do your own due diligence. I wouldn't FOMO into a car that's, you know, like a master ball that's gone up 200, 300%. But understand that, that's real. And this isn't just a buyout thing that, somebody is looking to manipulate, a set or anything of that nature. I think it really just comes down to the demand that Black Bull and White Flare has. And more people are looking to rip it because they see other things like a Prismatic Evolutions at 15, 16, Ascended Heroes at $15, Destined Rivals. If you want anything sealed from Destined Rivals, you're looking at just overpaying for the you know a set that's not really the highest desired. And then you look at the Elite Trainer box sitting at $200. I mean, when you talk about Black Bull being 140, there's it's pretty clear what people are gonna buy, especially since the value is still there. So nonetheless, I may sound like a shell for Black Bull and White Flare. It's one of the sets that I really enjoy just to rip, and then not just to rip, but also appreciate and collect. I'm a big N guy, so collecting all of his trainer cards and you know just Unova as a whole, really big on it. Um, but I think it's a perspective that people need to see is that maybe a set wouldn't get its flowers right away, like an Ascended Heroes, but if there's value there, it will come all full circle. And just be patient. Don't buy cards when you don't necessarily have the money and you need to flip it right away, because you'll be losing on a lot of exponential gains, such as we see here today. Nonetheless, it's been Modern Micro. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.